Video game rentals delivered to your door. gameaccess.ca.
Gameaccess Comiccon panel. We're really excited to be here today to talk to you about one thing that I know loves, video games. So this brings us to today for our first live sudden death episode. And the topic is one that I'm sure many of you have been thinking about. All right. So, in a little over 2 months from now, Sony's PlayStation 4 and Microsoft's Xbox One will release within a week from each other, which means, people, the next generation of gaming is here. Sorry, Wii U. So, this is how it's going to go down. I've split our group into 2 teams, and we're going to answer the one question for today's panel: which of the next generation consoles is at a better value to you? To them. So the first question, and this is for both teams, at $399, does the PS4 represent a better value for gamers? No. Now it's being shown, hold on now, it's being shown as a pure gaming console with its focus on social capabilities and a really powerful hardware. So is Sony headed in the right direction? PS4 guys, you can start.
So I'll take this one. I think just the buzz about the PlayStation 4, it's clearly leading Xbox One in that area. The value it brings to $399, $100 is a big difference for a lot of people. It's focusing on gaming, while the Xbox One seems to have some diluted focus, and a lot of people agree with me. So if you want to play games, if you're excited about gaming, I mean, you're going to get a PS4. Xbox One right now, I'm not really sure it's going to bring that value. So, you know, you'll see in the sales.
Yeah, I think that the price point is a big factor here. A lot of people are going to go more for Xbox. And then go into the Xbox once the price actually drops. So it's more for gaming. I'm more of a gamer. I don't care about the other stuff that it comes with. I don't.
You're talking about Xbox. You're talking about PS4. That Freudian slip just shows you where she really stands. Okay. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna start this off. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The PS4 is a stronger console. I'll admit it here. But it's built for gaming, okay? The PS4 me right now, I know a lot of you guys are gonna disagree with me. It's an upgrade from a PS3. It's just stronger, it's more powerful, it's got stronger stuff in it. That's what it is.
But that's everything. That's what people want. They want something stronger. They want something.
You had your turn.
You had your turn. That's what it's built. You're paying $399 for an upgrade to a PS4 to play games with better graphics. That's it. And then something new.
Listen, at the end of the day, Sony was going to back up their PS4 with the camera. They were going to sell it. They were going to sell it with it. And then they backed out and they realized the Kinect can be sold with Xbox One for a higher price. Why did they back out? So to reduce the price, because they know the PS4 camera.
No, they did it to reduce the price. So
no, they
more people didn't buy their systems.
They did because the camera cannot keep up or cannot compare itself to the Kinect. Plus, the PS4 is putting itself as this gaming machine. Xbox One is a gaming machine and an all-in-one system. Multimedia, Kinect, better Xbox Live, 300,000 servers backing it up. I'm just saying.
We'll get to that in the next question.
All right, now to the next question. At $499, Xbox One's packed-in mandatory Kinect, but also it's being pushed as an all-in-one rounded entertainment system with television and media connectivity and control via Kinect. Is this a better move for Microsoft?
Listen, like I said, to me the PS4 is just an upgrade of the PS3. Here the Xbox One is a different system in itself. You're paying $499 because you do have a Kinect with it. Yes, but the Kinect comes with a whole bunch of other features. We're talking about watching TV through your Xbox, being able to give all these commands. It's great, it's an innovation. It's not the same thing sold again. It is less powerful, like I said, we're not gonna lie about that. But it is meant to be the center of the living room attention. You know, it's supposed to be there, and the Xbox One, that's how it's going down.
And even if the PS4 is more powerful, even industry execs say that the performance-wise, they're both pretty much on par. So it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Like you said, listen, this is all-in-one solution, all-in-one gaming platform, multimedia. You guys know Smart Match. You know, you guys use Smart Match, the advanced algorithm for Xbox Live. Again, 300,000 servers backing up Xbox Live. Xbox has preceded Sony when it comes to gaming online. Sony's still catching up. You know, Microsoft is tooting its horn, showing its capabilities. Sony's not really showing anything. It's just showing that it has even better gaming, better graphics on the PS3. That's about it. Like the Xbox One is really showcasing itself as this advanced system that's innovating. Connect 2.0 HDMI support, being able to recognize who's holding what controller, being able to configure, split screen configurations based on that. I mean, come on. At the end of the day, Xbox One is innovating. The PS4 is just doing what it's done before, which is repeating itself.
All right, hand that over now.
So I'm sure you guys just saw he just kept repeating himself. Like he didn't actually say anything at all for 4 or 5 minutes there. So I understand that it is packing in a Kinect, but just for those who have Kinect for Xbox 360, do you use it at all? Is it, you know, so there's one guy here, so you know you don't show him. But you know, and you guys just stated that
it's a media center.
No, but you just stated it's a media center. So what is the primary use of the system for a lot of people in here?
Gaming.
Games, exactly, right? So at the end of the day, that's what we want to do. And a lot of these features that Microsoft is touting for Xbox, it's all US stuff. I mean, unless you're an NFL fan, you're going to utilize a lot of those features. But what if you're in Europe or something? None of that stuff is useful for you because it's
the whole multitasking possibilities of being able to play a game and go back into the dashboard without pausing the game. That's a
okay. I saw a video of that and it was pretty choppy and stuff. So don't tout that.
And it's beta, but still, like it's innovative. Like smart glass, being able to launch or look for a next match while you're already playing a game. Can you do that with the PS4? No.
Yes, you can.
No, you have the PS Vita.
Can you do that with the PS4?
Up into like a remote play Wii U gamepad. That's what you have.
We'll move on to that.
All right, next question. All right, so did the 180 for Xbox on the strict DRM policies affect Microsoft negatively, or will people even care about this now that it's pretty much on par with the PS4?
First off, I'd like to say to a whole bunch of people, I told you so. I knew that was going to happen right from the get-go. You know, at E3, Microsoft were first to act, so Sony benefited off of that, unfortunately. But not even a week later, Don Madix, an executive from Xbox, tweeted out right away to everybody, to all his fans, saying that thank you for sharing your what you thought about, your feedback, and helping us reshape the future of Xbox. And they removed that policy. And I think a lot of gamers are happy. Just alone now, pre-orders have gone up like significantly since that announcement was made. And you know, it's for the fans, and the fans are happy about it too. So it did not hurt them at all. Not one bit.
I think Microsoft did something. The mistake they made is that they spoke too soon. At least they're able to talk first. Unlike Sony just reacts. That's all Sony's done so far. Do you guys watch the E3 conference? I'm sorry, the conference sucks.
But you see, Sony doesn't have to do anything because Microsoft is just talking out of their ass for...
To talk first and say something. Yes, they made mistakes, clear mistakes, but at the same time, I think Microsoft is trying to do something innovative. I think the whole always online restriction is kind of too, I guess, they took it too far. But it is the future of gaming. Online gaming is the future. What Microsoft is trying to do is bridge the gap between single-player experience and multiplayer experience.
Console should be picked on its features, not its flaws. And the only flaws the Xbox had at first
Like a woman. Think about that.
We'll hand it over to you guys. What do you have to say?
No, before you hand it over, listen. Being able to share digital games with your friends, home goal, being able to share Xbox Live benefits with your friends. You've heard nothing. Seasons Pass guarantee, being able to take your Season Pass from the current gen into the next gen. I mean, it's all, Microsoft is talking. What is Sony saying?
I think just beautiful conferences with flashy lights. That's all.
Guys have anything to say to that?
I mean, there's plenty to say, so they don't have to talk because the system speaks for itself. That's why there's over 1 million pre-orders of the PlayStation 4 in North America alone. People are lining up to get it. If you guys want, you can go pre-order an Xbox One today. It's not sold out. If you want to spend the $500, or you can spend the $400. Actually, you can't on the PS4 because it's sold out, so you have to wait for it. So I think people clearly said it scared a lot of people away, and me and you talked about this a lot.
Yeah.
Why would they do something so stupid? It made no sense, and that no, but they did it, they said it, and even though they've turned back on it, they still did it. So what's going to stop them from doing it again or bringing it back?
No, listen, they listen to consumers. They listen
All right.
to what the fans have to say.
Sorry. Save this for the ring, boys. Moving on to the next question, though. For the PS4 side, Sony has a very strong and positive buzz going into their launch, though, and every trade show and event they've been to, they seem to be getting more positive feedback, while Microsoft, unfortunately, has been doing a lot of damage control. So how does that affect your decision? And don't worry, guys, we do want your feedback at the end of this debate. So go ahead.
Well, I think it's been great. Like, Sony is here today. How many people actually went downstairs and played the PlayStation 4? And how did you feel about it? It was awesome. So having it in your hand and getting that buzz and getting pumped up for it, I think really helps.
Was it fun playing Mac?
Oh,
One gotta play next. 2, 3.
I mean, even as Voice stated, like Sony's done a lot of not speaking because they don't have to. They're letting the system speak for itself. That's why you are all excited about the PlayStation 4. And the one thing you want to use it for is for games and nothing else. that's why it's downstairs. You get to feel it, you get to touch it. It's real. Xbox, Microsoft team, there is a lot of PR disaster here because of this whole thing about the DRM and the Kinect being always online. So Microsoft has to talk, otherwise they'll look like the unprepared competition.
Listen, like I said, man, all Sony's doing right now is having these big expos with flashy lights and guys talking around in suits and making it
Because
sound
they're
like
marketing and they want to sell the system.
Everything sound like it's like big innovation.
But
all
it is.
we've seen is indie development games and like 2 big launch
Indie
titles.
games are fun.
Not 2 big launch titles. We're gonna talk about the next question, but they've been repeating themselves with the same exact thing. Same thing over and over. It's just they're making it look big and grandiose.
That's consistent marketing 101.
Yeah, it's not doing it for me. I'm buying a console, I'm not buying flashy lights and what a guy could vent about and whatnot.
Listen, at the end of the day, I'm gonna get both platforms. I'm gonna get both platforms, but like I said, Microsoft's innovating. Sony is just repeating themselves. The PlayStation 4 camera is gonna turn into the PlayStation Eye, which is like in my garbage.
I don't like your Kinect. I've been to his house, by the way. His Kinect is covered in dust. He hasn't used it in years.
I think that's
So, if you guys don't know, the Kinect is mandatory for Xbox One. You don't have to plug it in anymore, but it comes with the system. So, you're spending $100 for nothing.
You're spending on.
probably wouldn't even use.
You're spending. Listen, Microsoft is really tuning itself that the Kinect 2.0 is Xbox One. PS4 cameras in addition to the PS4. Kinect 2.0 is integral to the system. Just saying.
all right, but looking at launch day, which console has the better first-party launch titles being released? And which console do you think the public will get for third-party titles from EA, Ubisoft, Activision, etc.? I mean, the PS4 is supposed to be a stronger console than the Xbox One, but like we've seen with the older consoles, power isn't always everything.
3. Dead Rising 3, did I say more? Rise, Son of Rome. Forza Motorsport 4. Alright, both platforms got the racing games. Killer Instinct. I don't know if some of you are old enough that have played Killer Instinct Gold and have played Killer Instinct 1 on the Super Nintendo, but that game kicked ass. I can't say more than that, like clearly. Pardon? Hey, yeah, but Halo's not.
Yeah, but you see,
launch day.
we're talking about launch day games.
Even let's get off launch game for a second. All right, we got Halo. What else we got? Titanfall. Titanfall is coming to Xbox One exclusively. Is it coming to PS4?
It's coming to PC and it probably will come to PS4 next year.
PS4 is getting Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy. Oh wait, no, those are coming to Xbox One as well. You can join that. Join that, guys.
PS4, nothing to say?
Oh no, we got plenty to say. So, I mean, launch day is always up in, it's up in the air with a lot of consoles. You have Drive Club, you have NAC, which actually looks kind of cool. You have Killzone, Shadowfall, which is, the shooter that everyone's gonna be playing. It's multiplayer. Yes, we're not getting Titanfall right away, but I don't think it's a big thing. It will come out to PS4 eventually. They even stated, the guys at Respawn Entertainment, that it will come to PlayStation. So, gaming first party wise, I think it's even. I'm gonna play Killer Instinct on Xbox One, no problem. But I think multi-party games like Battlefield and all that, it's gonna look much better on the PlayStation 4.
It's going to be pretty much the same. They're not changing the games right now. They're going to look the same. If ever looks different, Battlefield will be on PC. COD Ghost right now has dedicated servers for Xbox 360. They're going to have a bundle with COD Ghost as well. Battlefield has exclusive DLC first to Xbox 360. In Europe, unfortunately, we're not in Europe. FIFA is bundled with the Xbox One. We might get the bundle here with Forza Motorsport 5.
The only reason why the bundle is there is because Microsoft isn't launching in a lot of countries in Europe, so they're trying to money have people. Please buy our system. We're bundling in a free game.
It's
We have
marketing,
nothing
like
else to
you
show
said.
you.
The controllers for a second. Both companies are pushing their new as well as launching their systems, and visually they look a lot similar to the old ones, but feature-wise they couldn't even be more different. So which one brings more to the table, controller-wise?
You guys remember 6-axis control? Does anyone remember 6-axis? Remember when Sony was like, that's the future? Yeah, that didn't happen, right? Again, exactly. Sony was like, no, no one wants rumble, everybody wants 6-axis, really whack, light, crappy video controller. It's the same that's gonna happen to the front-facing touchpad. I don't see it being used. I think it's gonna be super gimmicky for the first few games, and it's gonna disappear into the background. At least Microsoft, no, they like the impulse triggers, like your trigger buttons have their own feedback motors, which is crazy. And developers can actually develop the intensity. So imagine playing a game where the controller, your gun locks up, and like the feedback is more intensity. And that's crazy. Like I said, the Kinect can recognize which controller you have, can split the game screens accordingly. All that stuff, Sony.
I'll let you go ahead first.
But isn't the Xbox controller still going to be used by batteries? Big thing for me too. That
How many people have I seen in my work time where I worked come back with their PS3 controllers because their batteries died out or they were damaged, and what do? You buy a new controller. Not everybody can dish out $54.99 for a new controller.
You know what else uses batteries? Just about everything in the world.
I think just the fact that you mentioned the Kinect matching up, who was holding what control is not really big. The PS4 actually does that as well. If you guys don't know, there's a light bar on the back of the controller. It identifies which player is what, and it'll show you things like your health and
Your
what.
health bar. Who's gonna look at the controller like
Well,
this?
you know what?
Health bar.
It's still there, and then this touch screen, which is also a click pad, can also bring some cool features. I personally think the Xbox One controller just looks nicer. I do actually miss the, if you guys remember the boomerang or nipple controller from when PlayStation 3 was first unveiled. I kind of wish they brought that back. But I think it's the same. People will be enjoying both systems. I still think the PlayStation 4 controller looks better, and you guys could actually touch it and play it today, so you have your own opinion. But
Yeah, you guys gotta
that's
test
what
it
that's
out.
what I think.
Yeah, if you're dying, just make sure you look at the blue light. Like, oh, I have the blue light.
All right, Steven.
Oh,
Calm down.
innovation 101.
The recent unveiling of the PS Vita TV offers PS4 gaming directly to your Vita, and at the same time offers Wii U-like off-TV gameplay at home. But is this something gamers should even be excited about?
Luckily, that was canceled for Europe and the US.
Luckily.
So, luckily, that's only going to launch probably in Asia, but that's probably, it's not ridiculous in a way because there are a lot of products like that, like the Apple TV, but first of all, they're saying you can port your game towards your Vita, pick up and go from there. First of all, how many of you in here have a Vita? Okay?
Yeah, it's not a lot of you, unfortunately.
Yeah. How many of you have a smartphone? Smartphone, yeah, that's what I thought. Well, Xbox One has smart glass, and it doesn't port your game to your whatever iOS device with other roles towards these games. So, not everybody has the money to dish out, like, they want to bundle like a PS4 now with Vitas, and I don't think anybody's going to go for that, so.
Yeah, and I mean, bundling the PS Vita with the PS4 just continues to reinforce the fact that the Vita is just not doing well. If they do that, then all the developers are going to do is focus on making PS4 games to remote play onto the PS Vita. They're going to see less and less actual PS Vita games being made, which means that the Vita TV, which is not even making it to North America or Europe, will be completely useless. And the fact that the Vita TV only uses the DualShock 3 controller means that none of any of the controls that require a touchpad will not milk it all the way through to the PS Vita TV, which means that a lot of Vita games won't even play on PS Vita TV.
I think you're missing the point. Who here would like to play their PS4 games on the go at any time on their Vita? I mean, I have one guy right there, so he's down for it.
yeah,
And a lot of people
see
here.
some hands
Like
go
that's the thing people don't understand. You can leave your PlayStation. One second. You can leave your PlayStation 4 on. Okay, you can take your Vita and anywhere there's Wi-Fi, which is anywhere in the world right now if you live in a developed country, and then play your PlayStation 4 game on your PlayStation Vita at any time. You can't do that on Xbox One.
That's true.
And Smart Glass is like, you're saying, why do I have to pick up my PlayStation controller to look at this, screen, this light on it, Why do I have to take my head away from the screen to look at a tablet or
Because
something? Why can't I look
you're
at it?
assuming a different role. You're not doing something. You're doing something else that gets you involved with the game. It's not just random stuff. Be like, oh, I'm controlling my inventory. You're doing something. You're playing a role in the game. And first off, Sony keeps saying that, oh, PS4 is for gamers. Gamers don't want to spend $100 more. Gamers don't want to dish out money to buy other things. And gamers will not get up off their seat if they're playing in the living room, in their room, in their office, wherever, and could be like, oh, I'm going to go play on my PS Vita elsewhere because somebody else wants to use a TV.
But you know what? Gamers leave the house and stuff, and they have lives.
They do,
So
but during the game,
I don't know about you guys,
During-
but when I go to work on the bus, I don't mind playing Killzone Shadowfall on the bus. I don't.
I tend to like getting my mind off games when I leave the house, though.
Moving on. The Xbox One was sold without a Kinect instead and was priced at the same as PS4. Would it make a difference? Kinect isn't mandatory to use for games, browsing, and there have been kind of a lot of security concerns with that. So what do you guys think? Just for both teams, Xbox guys, go.
A lot of people keep thinking that the $100 extra in the price is because of the Kinect. No, it's because of the Kinect and Xbox Live and Home Gold and being able to share digital games and multitasking and insta-switching and 300,000 servers backing up Xbox Live. That's why it costs extra. That's the reason. It's not because of the Kinect 2.0. And the Kinect 2.0 itself is innovative. Being able to, use voice activated control, or the rumor that, it's going to have its own voice, a very Siri-like voice called Cortana. If you're a Halo fan, you just got a hard on from that, right? And it's going to be self-learning and self-aware. Or this rumor that Microsoft's going to have a virtual marketplace where you can resell digital games. So listen, Microsoft is aware that the future is digital, the future is online gaming, and they're trying to infiltrate that and bring you along with it. Sony is just holding on to the hard copies of games. Listen, right now it makes sense, but I guarantee you, within 3 years, you're going to forget about that.
I'm just going to say real quick that yes, I would be ecstatic and happy if the Kinect wasn't involved right now and you could buy it at $399 the same price.
People are concerned about serious security issues.
You
about
could turn it off. You could turn it off. It could be plugged in, but you could have it turned off, so you don't need to worry about that. I'm personally not somebody who's worried about that. I don't think they're really scoping out everybody's living room. If they are, well, so be it. But I don't know about it.
I think we're being scoped out anyway.
Well, yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is that eventually down the line, they're going to come out with a version of the Xbox 360 without the Kinect at $399. It's just that it's not going to be at launch.
Listen, the Kinect 2.0 doesn't even have to be plugged in. It doesn't have to be plugged in, alright? So, and all the
Actually,
Kinect
that's
is
incorrect.
working out for when it's not on is for the Xbox on command. That's it.
No, that's actually false. So the $100, whatever you just said, is because of the Kinect, not because of Xbox Live, which is the same as it's going to be on the 360. You are paying $100 for a camera, which, as most of you guys probably don't use right now, you're not going to use on the next system. There are a lot of features that Microsoft was saying that it would always record what you're doing. All this stuff about security, we don't know where it's going to be stored. So why did they even bring that up? Why was that even a feature that they want to sell and then have to backtrack on it? So I think that was a really big negative on Microsoft's part. And who knows, maybe they will store stuff of your crazy home videos and things you guys do in the bedroom. I don't know.
I lead an interesting life.
All right, so next question. Now that PS4 owners will have to pay to play online, just as Xbox Live guys, which service is better for you and gamers in general, and what features stand out and why?
I'll start with it. So it is a negative. So PlayStation Network members, you have to pay to play online right now. So PS3, you didn't. Yes, it's matching up with Xbox. I think it was inevitable that you're going to pay around $4 a month, which is not a lot. If you're a PSN member, you get free games to download. You keep them as long as you're a PlayStation Network member. And then the biggest thing about the PS4 is all the social media stuff and all the sharing. So the share button on the controller. You can share footage right away. You can stream right away. All that power over the Xbox One is going to bring a lot of this to the table. So you have some really cool video you want to share with your friends. You just press a button. It's online. It's done. It happens in the background. He's stating that Xbox One does all this multitasking. Yeah, well, so does the PlayStation. It does it a lot faster and better too. So I'm not sure where you get the information from. But they don't have to because everyone wants to buy the system. So people are going to use it.
You guys?
All right. Yeah, it was inevitable, and a lot of people are crying about it. Something that I could say that you mentioned is that yes, as long as you're a PSN Plus member, you you get to keep your games. On Xbox One, you download your games, are yours. If you don't have an Xbox Live after that, it's still your game.
Just by the way, the current free Xbox 360 game is Assassin's Creed 2.
Assassin's Creed 3, by the way.
Actually, it's 2. No, so I think a lot of you played that game like 25 years ago. So if you really want a game that's that old, maybe you do, maybe you don't. But I don't think that's something they should be proud of. Oh yeah, and Halo 2 is free for download. Yeah, go Halo.
And please go get the Halo 2. Awesome. Like I keep saying, 300,000 servers and Xbox Cloud. Xbox Cloud boosts the power of the Xbox One. Secondly, some really cool features like Forza 5. Before I start saying
Sorry,
Forza
just
5.
one thing. So we work in an engineering company, me and Voyce, and we sell cloud products. It doesn't do what it says. So don't listen to Microsoft saying that the cloud is going to make their processing 100% faster. It's not. It's just a buzzword. Don't let that sway your choice.
I mean, you guys heard
Bad on
about
Microsoft.
in Forza 5 the idea of the drive car. Having the way you play populate other people's games when they're playing offline. That's awesome. See, Xbox Cloud is Microsoft baby. They're way to, I keep saying, bridge the single player and multiplayer experience. And games like Watch Dogs, which really Ubisoft themselves want to push that boundary, they can take advantage of Xbox Cloud. PS4 doesn't really have that. Again, Xbox
There's
One,
something called Gaikai, which I'm sure you guys heard of when Sony unveiled the PlayStation 4.
Well, Gaikai, you could play PS3 games, but we're not if you already have the hard copy of the game, would you go to download that for free?
Day one digital downloads every single
You
PS4
could buy the
title.
game again?
No.
How did you scan the game? What if somebody PS3 copy of the game, scan
You
it?
go to your friend's house, you don't even have to upload your profile with the cloud. Everything's there. Your game, your gamer score, your games, everything. Think of it as like a iTunes. Just sign in and whoop, everything's there. You don't have to read in the cloud.
That is not please.
Brings me to my next question. DVR, instant sharing, and live streaming are now new features being offered to both consoles for the first time. Is this an important feature to you guys? And you guys? Both teams, go.
To me, the DVR feature, it doesn't do anything for me, especially if you have a PVR. A lot of people do. We already have a DVR. The main more thing would be instant sharing and live streaming. I think a lot of people are.
I think a lot of people are going to use that.
Yeah, the instant sharing. How many photos?
It's funny that you mentioned PVR because just not even 24 hours ago, we just learned that PS4's HDMI output is copyright protected, so you cannot use a PVR on the PS4. For those hardcore gamers that like recording their footage, Battlefield players, COD players, or whatever, you can't do anything with it. Everything stays on your console. So that's a big negative.
No, see, so one of the Sony executives this week actually clarified that. So a lot of you will be recording footage and you can put it on YouTube.
From your PS.
From your PS4. If you cannot use a game capture box, that's still up in the air. We're not sure what's going to happen there. But like Tess mentioned, the share button is big. It's right on the controller. On Xbox One, you have to get out of the menu. The game is still playing in the background, but I can press a button. I can record, I can upload it, and the system's so powerful, it's not going to stop what's going on in the background. So
social media is huge. Everyone's always got their phones on them, tweeting and Facebooking and whatever else, and so I think that that's going to be a huge plus.
So like when I'm beating Voice and Killer Instinct really bad, I'm going to upload that, and I will do it repeatedly,
How do you
quickly.
do that on
No
PS4?
problem.
You're gonna do that on the Xbox One. It's crazy how you said that.
You can, but it's going to be slow and choppy,
I find it
unfortunately.
really odd you taking the stance because being how we're a gaming media company, and our bread and butter is to take gameplay footage and put it online and edit it. With the PS4 not being able to do that,
We're still going to review PS4 games, don't worry.
yeah, how? We're gonna stand in front of our TVs, old school style, and film ourselves in the TV.
iPhone style.
Good job, Sony.
All right, this brings me to my last question, and it's directed towards you guys, but I want to hear what my panel has to say first. In the end, which console is going to come out on top, and why? So, you guys?
Microsoft right now and Sony, they're just playing chess. Both consoles will be amazing in the end. It'll be up to you guys to pick which features really appeal to you. Like my colleague over here, Dinx, said, he is going to pick up the PS4 and Xbox One after. Well, same thing for me. I'm going to start off with the Xbox One and PS4 after. But, look into the features that you guys
That's
want.
because you could buy the Xbox One right now. You can't order the PS4 because it's sold out.
We'll see about that. We'll see.
All right, so, yeah, you guys.
In the end, definitely PlayStation 4 for myself to start off with, and eventually down the line the Xbox One, only because we are reviewing.
Who's got those shirts in here? I saw a lot of people in line with those shirts.
I think, yeah, the price point is definitely the main spot for everybody, and indicating we're all going to get sold to them?
Listen, I'm gonna get both. I still think Microsoft is innovating. They continue to innovate. So I think even if at the end of the day PlayStation does better or Xbox does better, all I can say is at least Microsoft is taking a stance and positioning itself as a console that does not just play hardcore games, but does other multimedia things. Whereas PS4 is
You're right. It does. It personally tracks your videos without telling you. It's going to force you for a while to not share your games and everything. To be realistic, we'll get both consoles, no problem. PS4 is coming on the 15th. I'm getting it, no problem. A lot of you here will be getting it as well. The games stand for themselves. They look better, at least in my eyes. There's some really cool titles coming. I'll get an Xbox One for Killer Instinct, day one, no questions. But I think Sony will come out on top, and the pre-orders, speak for that. And all of you guys who went to the Sony booth, you're going to be getting a PlayStation 4 as well.
Yeah. All right. So, do we have a portable mic around here? If not, then you guys let me know what you think. I mean, after this debate has been done now.
Just the cable's on, I could actually walk.
Yeah? All right. Who
Are
has
you guys
an
down to
opinion
answer
here?
questions?
What are you guys gonna get? Come, let me know. You.
And why? And
Yeah.
why?
Say your name too.
Kevin. I personally think Xbox One
It's awesome.
is awesome. I currently own a PS3 and I own an Xbox.
Multiple 360s, right? Because they kept dying.
That's actually
How many Xbox 360s did you buy?
Only one.
Only one. I bought 4.
There are certain situations where, as for if you're playing it in your room, I would go more on the PS4 side. If you're playing in the living room, and if it's in your house,
That is a good. It is a good point. It is a good point.
I'm not gonna lie, it is a good entertainment system.
So if you're usually playing in your living room, I feel like Xbox One.
But for you personally, it's.
Yeah, well, PS4.
You're not sure.
What did he say? He said PS4. I didn't see any Xbox
All right,
there.
we still got a room full here.
Next question.
Yeah. All right. So you here. This is a long table. All right. Here you go.
Hi guys, Mario here. So I agree that both consoles they have their advantages and disadvantages, but I just believe that Sony is giving Microsoft a really good class on PR and marketing at the moment. They really suffered at Microsoft at E3 and every other conference since then. Just what is your guys' opinion on the first TV ad that the Xbox One put on the screen was a football, NFL, watch the NFL on your Xbox kind of ad. What do you guys think about that?
So
why would Microsoft do that instead of playing a game? They showed,
That's accurate.
Peyton Manning.
They're really trying to target the U.S. for sure. Of course, that's where the console sells most, and pre-orders have maxed out there most for the Xbox One. Of course, the NFL is probably the all-American sport, so that's why they did it that way, And maybe up here it's more hockey. They should maybe do an ad, Any of them.
But they're not going to do that.
No, they're not. But
And there is no
his-
NHL app built into Xbox right now.
His question though was why they did it, and that's why, because they really want to appeal to the American crowd, and that's just why they're doing the special pre-order bonus in Europe with FIFA. They're trying to target certain crowds.
No, that's them trying to make. I think you're exactly right, because that just shows where the priority is. It's a gaming system. Most of you are buying the Xbox One to play games. I don't really think I'll be using the NFL integration. I'm an NFL fan, but that just seems like a weird way to lead into the market, because it's kind of like, what's the message here? Are we going to try to take over your living room, or do you want to play Halo on our console? So I think Sony, when you start seeing the first commercials, actually they've been airing, it's only games. It's showing all these great games, which is what the system is all about. It's $100 less, and it's going to sell a lot better, and it's going to win in the end.
So Microsoft was just trying to position itself as this Xbox One, Xbox all-in-one entertainment system. So yes, they might have made a mistake starting with NFL, because it's the personally I don't even watch NFL, or I don't even know any NFL players, nor play NFL sports or whatever. So yeah, they made a mistake, but I understand what they're trying to do. They just took the wrong approach, but still, at least Microsoft says things first, and all Sony does is just jab. Let's be honest, like, you guys don't keep your confidence for Sony, right? No, you guys for Sony.
Someone dosed his water
Everyone
with
keeps saying
steam.
it was so good, it was so good, it was so good. No, it was actually pretty lame, and the only thing that made people like really react to it was because at the end when they took jabs at Microsoft. That's the only reason they won.
Because they made so many mistakes. If the DRM wasn't reversed and you guys couldn't play used games on your console and couldn't go anywhere else, would you even think about buying an Xbox One? How many hands do we have here? We got one guy who's confused.
Right,
He doesn't know. He didn't know the feature set at the time. I mean, it was a big mistake, and they had to do a lot of catching up. They're still doing catching up, and the commercials say one thing. It's all about the games, and that's what we're here
All
for.
right, we'll move on to the next question.
Yeah, next question or statement here. Yes.
Yes, I'm Ian. Actually, what I think about next gen is that PS4 is about gaming and that's all. But what Xbox One is bringing is like innovation actually, which I think is next gen. It's something else than gaming, which is what we have on current gen right now. I think this is good. Actually, both consoles will be great. PS4 as well. I'm pretty sure about that. I just want to know what you guys think. This is next gen, just bringing more graphics, more power. It's the same thing, I think.
I think honestly, the games right away will be everything you play currently. Just so you guys know, Voyce and Manny here are really excited for the next Medal of Honor and the next Sonic game. Anyone play Sonic Adventure 06 for Xbox 360? That's his favorite title. So I think initially the games will be as you're playing right now, and like every console generation, give it a year or so, and you're gonna start seeing, like wait till Infamous Second Son comes out. That is a next-gen game. It's not launch date. That's gonna show what the PS4 can do. And as time gets on, the new God of War, the new Sony titles, next Gran Turismo. I mean, we'll see what Microsoft has to do.
And I am looking forward to Sonic Lost Worlds, just so you know.
All right, question, statement over here, then in the back.
Both consoles are going to be awesome. I play that. I choose both. I don't know if anybody does that here.
Yep.
But that being said, who's heard wait until Infamous comes out, and that'll show you what the PlayStation does. We've seen that
That's right.
PS3, we've
I
seen
just
that
said that, so yeah.
Thank you.
Exactly. When
I mean, all the games are going to be good, and stop waiting for this next pivotal thing that's going to blow your mind and make this console best. They're both going to be good.
I was actually downstairs today.
And it's the same argument. We saw that PS3, we saw that for the Dreamcast. It's always the same crap with new generation.
Downstairs today when I was at the Sony booth, I was actually looking at the Assassin's Creed Black Flag on the PS4, and this is supposed to be like a new generation of consoles, and it's like my eyes are already used to it, meaning that it's not something that's mind-blowing yet. Until the day we have actual like virtual 3D glasses and we see holograms, this is as good as it gets right now. Games when they come out, they're gonna look pretty much like the current gen consoles are, but more like with advanced frame rate.
No, but wait till next year, you'll see. Next year it'll be better.
Yeah, we'll see.
That game will show you what it's gonna do.
We'll see.
That can be said for any console launch. I mean, it's going to be, they'll both be equally popular, and we'll have, I guess, one more question. Yeah.
You have fun.
I already have time for about 2 more questions, though. So.
Yeah, here you go. Name?
I would like to know what you think about the date of the launch for Japan and PS4, because the PS4 is going for Japan in 3 months later. What do you think?
You mean like why is it coming out so late in Japan but coming out early in the US?
Let me answer that. So they've decided that mid-November in North America is obviously one of the busiest times of the year. So we're in Canada, we don't have Black Friday here, but it's going to be insane. If you have not ordered a PlayStation 4 right now, you are not getting one on launch day. Sorry to say, but it's going to be completely sold out.
And it is the first time that Sony are launching
before Microsoft. I mean, they made a really big mistake with the PlayStation 3. Price was stupid. It was
quantities were dumb.
There's going to be shortages, but if you want to get a PlayStation 4, you better pre-order it. You're not getting it launch day otherwise.
We got a question over here.
Yeah, so it's not really a question, it's more like a statement. But in the past, when the PS3 and the Xbox 360 was supposed to come out, I heard debates similar to what we're saying today, where PS3 was all about the games and exclusives. And when the Xbox 360 launched, they had more games, more exclusives, and titles that were exclusive to PlayStation in the past, like Final Fantasy, Devil May Cry, etc., came out for Xbox first. So for us to talk about the systems, which one's going to be better, one's more, I guess, more of a gaming system, isn't it really tough? Because the PS3 completely failed when it came to being a gaming system, right? And they pushed that at first. That Blu-ray, it was a clear winner at first, right? I mean, Blu-ray won against HD DVD. They had, I think it was a better processor in the PS3. They had web browser, integrated web browser. All these things were on the PS3 at launch, right? When it launched, there was no game. I mean, Heavenly Sword. Let's be real here. How many people here have played Heavenly Sword?
Let's be honest. Steve, Voyce loved that game.
How many people have played Gears of War?
That's right.
Oh. Okay, so I'm just saying. I mean, what's you guys' opinion on that? For example, do you really think that PS4 was a clear winner off the bat right now? And did you think that about PS3?
No, I think it's like you said, it's not clear-cut winner. As the gentleman before had mentioned, both systems have their positives right now. It is about the games, and every console launch, there's always a period where there's nothing because the developers are not used to the system yet. So for the first year, you'll play the systems for their exclusives. Battlefield 4. And for example, I think it's gonna look best on the PC as it should. Might look better on PS4 and it might look a little bit worse on Xbox One, but it's not gonna make a big difference. But once the exclusive titles start coming out, I'm using Infamous again, but when that comes out, the next Gran Turismo, all the major Sony first-party titles like God of War, for example, that's when you're gonna start really seeing the value in the system. I mean, I'm getting Xbox One day one for Killer Instinct. Like, I'm ecstatic for that.
You said Killer Instinct, right?
Exactly.
Xbox 360 had Shadow Complex.
And they might come out with a sequel for that. I mean, like, that stuff.
You know what I mean? There's small games. There's games on Xbox. There are games. So for people to say it's not a system that has games, I find it's insane because there's exclusive games. And Xbox is relatively new compared to PlayStation. I mean, Sony. When it comes to PlayStation,
it's been a decade now. They've they should be learning.
I think the race should be a lot easier for Sony in this standpoint. Whereas everybody's saying Microsoft has to convince them to buy an Xbox One, but if Xbox 360 won the battle, with PS3 and Xbox 360 should Sony be the one trying to catch up right now? No, right?
But you know what? They didn't have to do anything. There were so many missteps from the Microsoft camp about the Xbox One. I'm asking you if the DRM was still there and you couldn't share games, you couldn't buy used games.
I would not buy.
There you go. So why was that? Who actually thought that was a good idea? That kind of shows the mentality. And I'm glad they went back and they changed that. They had to. It'd almost be like a Wii U situation for Microsoft if they didn't switch that up.
Guys, we have to kind of cut it because the next man wants to come in. But okay, before we cut it, if Microsoft didn't have any of those crazy policies at the beginning, would you just start with Xbox One? The answer is yes. The end. Thank you so much.
Most importantly, we want to thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, I really want to thank you guys so much for coming out to the panel. We're the Gamer Nerds. I'm Jess Abran. Thanks so much. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. We're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, you name it. We got it. Thanks so much. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Hasta Nintendo.